What's good, everybody? It is your boy, Pat the Designer.
And it's your boy, Ringo J.
And we are back at it again for another episode of The Breeze. And on this episode... So, the Chicago Bears have brought in their new head coach, Matt Nagy. Are we going Nagy or Nagy? I've heard both. I
think it's Nagy.
I'm going Nagy because that's what the Bears
so we're finna call him Nagy.
Right,
His mama called him Nagy, I'm gonna call him Nagy.
His mama called him Nagy, so I'm gonna call him Nagy.
Exactly.
Matt Nagy, and he's brought in his full coaching staff. Offensive coordinators gonna be Mark Helfrich from Oregon. We've seen him 2014, 15, and 16. 2014, he's in the national championship with Marcus Mariota. Yeah. Got worked. But he was in there. You know what I'm saying?
True. Big facts.
2015 had a decent season, about 9-4. And then after that, it just went downhill. Yeah. It went downhill fast for him. So, as an OC, we know the kind of plays he wants to implement.
Right.
And he's already compared Mitch Trubisky to Marcus Mariota. How do you think the play calling is going to work with that?
See, I feel like if I'm being 100% honest, I do not like this at all.
Really?
I don't like this at all because, I mean, I understand Mitch Trubisky has some running capabilities, but you got to think, Oregon's offense, even when it was under Chip Kelly and then you're switching over to Mark Harris, that's a fast-paced offense, and you need the receivers. They already got the back, so I understand that part. But to go from to put Mitch Trubisky all the way up there, and then you have to make sure he's accurate at that. Can he actually do that? I don't know. And then in Matt Nagy's case, you just got promoted to the offensive coordinator spot for the Kansas City Chiefs for 4 games, and you're already calling plays.
Right.
And he doesn't really throw, and Alex Smith never really threw the ball downfield. So you really got to think about it. The Bears don't have any receivers right now, but Cam Meredith coming back. So, I mean, I right now I'm looking at this as all bad. The only way I can see this prospering is for the running backs right now in that offense. I don't know how this is going to go.
I like the hire of Nagy. From what everybody's saying, the Bears won the offseason with this hire. Now, keep in mind, this is how everybody looked at Wani when the Bears hired Wani. And that didn't go well. You know, Wani was the coveted dude. And it's kind of how Matt Nagy is. But I think the difference with this is at least you feel at this moment that you have the quarterback.
Right.
And with that in place, you can do what you need to do. Now, they kept Fangio at the DC. And I think that's going to be huge for the Bears this year.
But see, we've had conversation about this. I like the defense and where the defense is going, but it's just the offense, man. You have no receivers, and like I said, he is going to condition them to run an Oregon type offense.
Well, I think he's more so there just to implement certain plays. I think Nagy's going to call it. I know Nagy's going to call the plays. He already said he's going to call the plays. Okay. But I believe he's there just to implement, these plays worked for Mariota in college. Let's add some of these into the playbook. But it's going to be that Andy Reid style that what he came from. But at the same time, like you said, you mentioned it. It's about players. Now it's in Ryan Pace's court.
All right.
I don't think you can go get a wide receiver with the number 8 pick in the draft. I'm sorry. If you do, he better be Julio Jones. He better be Amari Cooper.
I'm going to stop you right there because they are saying Calvin Ridley, like I told you, we've had conversation about this before.
Have.
Calvin Ridley is who they're going to get. And Calvin Ridley is the guy.
But this is why I caution them with that. One, because there's great defensive pass rushing in this. There's some great offensive linemen that are supposed to be coming out of this. And at the same time, if you pick Calvin Ridley, guess who the next best name from after Amari Cooper was? Kevin White. That was the next best receiver coming out after Amari Cooper.
My condolences, bro.
Right. And this Kevin White's the whole situation. I personally believe they should bring him back for training camp. And this is why. If he gives you anything that says you should be cut him. Okay. But at this point, you have no receivers.
Fair enough.
You finna basically put him out there against me.
Fair enough. Because they did the same thing with my man Victor Cruz.
Right.
And that's
what it is. That's what it is. Like, but I believe the coaching staff in place. I like Fangio. He got the Bears were a top 10 defense this year. The Bears only gave up. They averaged 20 points a game giving up this year. The season before they averaged 24.8. So almost 25 points a game basically. And you think about that, that's a big difference because that means you were giving up 3 touchdowns a game and a field goal pretty much every game.
Yeah.
You went a whole touchdown back and you giving up an extra field goal. Yeah. That's a big difference, especially with a young quarterback who's not putting up a ton of points. We didn't see that game from Mitch this year where he was putting up the 50 points. You know, we didn't see that Deshaun Watson, who they should have picked, game.
Should have got him.
Yeah, we didn't see that game this year. But what we did see was improvement at least the quarterback position, I believe. He didn't turn the ball over much. He didn't. He was fairly, the accuracy was a little iffy to me. But I believe that if he can make the passes and they can get him some receivers in there, that with this coaching staff he can prosper.
I mean, I'm gonna say it like this: Cam Meredith is coming back. I would like to see what he was doing because before he got hurt, he was doing some things. Him, as I'm talking about Trubisky, like I feel like, you know, it's a step in the right direction if he gets some pieces. And he's got the mobility. I like his pocket presence, but comparing him to Mario, I just don't see the
I see it actually. If
really
anything, I'm not sold on Mariota. That's first and foremost. I'm not sold on Mariota. I think he's a starter in this league as much as Case Keenum's a starter in this league.
I feel like I'm sold on him. They gotta finish getting the pieces. They got the running game. They need receivers. They need receivers. Plus, would you rather be in his position or Jameis Winston's position? I mean, let's be honest.
I'd definitely rather be in his position, but this is the thing. To compare him to somebody, what I want to see from a quarterback is on an elite level is somebody who makes their players better. Aaron Rodgers makes receivers relevant. Tom Brady makes receivers relevant. I mean, the best receiver Tom Brady's ever had is Randy Moss, and he didn't win with him. You know, they won the season, but they didn't win.
16-0.
You already know.
You already know it.
Yeah. We know what it is. But, and that's what I'm saying. They didn't win with him. So, from quarterback perspective, Big Ben has made receivers relevant. You know, he's won games with receivers who maybe aren't the most elite guys in the world. You know, and so that's huge. I believe making your receivers better, and I wanted to see that from Mitch this year. Now, granted, he was running out there with a bunch of dudes who basically play pickup football in the backyard. Like when Dontrell Inman's your best receiver, no disrespect to Dontrell Inman, he seemed like he's a good 2, or maybe he seemed like he could be a good 2, but he ain't your 1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so the Bears need to put players together to get this thing on the right track. I think they got the coaching staff. In my opinion, they got the coaching staff in place. Yeah. I like Fangio. I like Nagy. And I think Helfrich is really just there to be like, hey, look, I'm here to help with the quarterback. I'm here to kind of develop this guy. And really what I want to do is put in a couple of these plays that can get him into good position.
Sure.
So that's my opinion on it.
So I'm going to just ask you this last thing. So if the Bears don't go Calvin Ridley, who should they go out?
I think the Bears have to go.
Because I'm thinking Minka Fitzpatrick. You already got Eddie Jackson back there. That's Bama, so you already know your safeties are shored up. Plus, I feel like they need to bring Kyle Fuller back for at least one more try.
I'd franchise Fuller. Totally, I'd franchise Fuller. Fitzpatrick, I'm with you on that. I think that's who they need to go with at 8.
That's solid.
And that, because I don't think the receiver, I feel like you can you need to fix that in free agency. Now, granted, you're going to get Terrell Pryor. You're going to be overpaying for guys. But, hey, you got the money. Let's overpay for some dudes. Like, that's what free agency is.
Right.
You know, but at the end of the day, it starts from the top down. So, Ryan Pace, you got to get players. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no way I feel like you can pass up on all these defensive players. And
pick Calvin
these defensive players in this draft are crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy good. So, I mean, it's
going to be an interesting season for sure.
It really is, man. It really is.
But shoot, let us know what you think on the Bears coaching staff. Let us know what you think on if it's the right moves, if they making the right moves, if they moving forward. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all share the video. We looking to get 10K by January 1st on the subscribers list. That's our goal for this year. So please share the video. Please like, please subscribe. We will leave a button to subscribe in the video.
Down below.
That's about it, man. It's your boy, Pat the Designer.
And I'm your boy, Ringo J.
And we out of here.